next is this year's UFC champion, Steve Smith.
Sucker punching champion. That is a mean little joker, man.
What do you think about him fantasy-wise?
So, of course, you know, he's looking at a 2-week suspension, right, for punching Ken Lucas in the jaw when he was chilling on a knee. But, you know, dude obviously has issues. He's got we're in North Carolina. We hear all that player news coming out of Charlotte. Dude has issues. This is not the first time. It's not going to be the last time.
Yeah, but, I mean, that doesn't affect his fantasy points.
Right.
The 2-game suspension, granted.
2-game suspension does. So, I like it. You remember Steve Smith in his prime when Delhomme, just 2 years ago, you know, when Delhomme was healthy, Steve Smith was healthy. I hated every week. Every time I turn around, dude had 12 catches and a $170,
2 or 3
touchdowns.
touchdowns.
Killing me, returning punts,
Yeah.
killing people.
He had
You know what I
one
mean?
monster season. One monster season.
One monster season, right? And so Delhomme's supposed to be healthy. They got some other targets finally, so it's not going to be, you know, 3 guys looking at Steve Smith and him still burning them. You know, he had a fairly unimpressive season last year, but I mean, again, that was with Testaverde and David Carr's old sweep behind and Michael Moore or Marty Moore or Martin Moore, some Moore. He is weak. And, you know, they had no running game. He missed a game, and I mean, he still ended up with decent stats. I think he knocked down 1,000 yards and, 6-7 touchdowns.
He had 87 catches, 1,002 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Yeah,
And that was without Delhomme.
and you know
for
what
most
I'm
of the
saying? And so,
season,
I
yeah.
mean, his upside, good Lord, you know, he could be right there in those top 5 guys, and you're going to be able to get him late. Him and Brandon Marshall both.
Well, here's the thing. I think, you know, even though he's got the 2-game suspension, I think a lot of people are looking at that and being like, you know, are saying, I don't want to draft him.
Right. When it's head-to-head, yeah, those 2 games, it hurts, but you're going to have somebody on your bench who can fill in for the rest of those 15 games. If he's Steve Smith, you just took a number 1 guy in the 6th or 7th round.
Exactly.
You know
So
what
the
I mean?
first 2 weeks of the season, you have to start somebody on your bench. But think about the rest of the season.
Yup.
You're
You
going to
can go
have a
to
guy
work.
that's, you know, could be a number 1 guy
Yup.
for each of those games.
When 2 games with Jake Delhomme to start last year, 15 catches, 271 yards, 4 touchdowns before Delhomme went out with the Tommy John.
Hey, they definitely have a chemistry.
Yep,
Delhomme and Steve Smith.
yep. And Musa Muhammad only helps.
I bet they
DJ
eat-
Hackett only helps.
I bet they eat
Jonathan
at
Stewart.
Bojangles together all the
He's
time.
not, right? Because Jake's got free chicken for life.
Tuned and hosted